There is a change in the air. It feels so good outside. And that's nice because I can't stand the heat. It's too much for me. Well, if you've been paying attention to what's going on in the world, you know that there's a change in the wind with the way, in the political wind, with RFK Jr. backing Trump now. And the reason that he's backing Trump is because he wants to make a difference with health, because our children are sick. Not just our children, all of us. We have been systematically poisoned for over 40 years now. It started in the 80s, I guess. You know, there's always a new diet. There's always something that's bad for you. Then there's some new thing that's great for you. And there's a new product that's, oh, you got to have this, and you got to join a gym, and you got to do all this stuff just to be baseline healthy. Not even, you know, great, but just healthy. But it's not doing anything for us since we're all chronically ill. And even if you think you're pretty healthy, you're not. If you eat a modern American diet, you're not healthy. So I started thinking, you know, back when I was a kid, everybody was thin. Like, you might have had one kid in your whole school that was overweight. We didn't used to worry about what we ate. So tired today. Everybody was just thin. I mean, you didn't think about it. You didn't need to be at a gym. There weren't just so many processed foods. You didn't shop in the freezer aisle. Now pretty much everything people eat today is out of a package or a box, or they get it from DoorDash, Uber Eats, all of that stuff. There's, 4 or 5 companies that control all of our food. It's ridiculous. People don't know how to cook anymore. Products can tell you that they're healthy. By law, they can put on there, they can leave things out that are actually in there because it's a small amount. But after you've consumed so much of that, it makes a difference. So RFK Jr. is really wants to fight to get a clean food system, wants people to understand that this junk is poisoning us. Our kids today they're all fat. Well, maybe not all of them, but a large proportion of the kids today are fat. And even the ones that aren't fat are getting to be unhealthy. There's such a high incidence of chronic disease. There's so much diabetes and people who just can't lose weight. I have been trying to get rid of processed foods out of our diet. So I cook everything from scratch. I don't buy packaged anything anymore. There's still a few things that I buy, but you know, like I buy sugar-free ketchup and stuff like that, but I'm going to try to make my own. You know, I remember when I was a kid, we didn't worry about, you know, having a dessert. And you didn't blow up like a balloon because you ate a dessert, because you didn't do it all the time. Now we eat sugar like it's going out of style. We eat it every day. It's in everything. It's hidden. You don't even realize. And even the things that have, because they don't have to tell you. It might say wheat, soy, corn, whatever. And you think, oh, okay, that's good. But they don't tell you that that stuff has been broken down to the molecular level and then reconfigured. It's Frankenstein food. And your body, when you eat it, your body doesn't know what to do with it. And that's why there's so much cancer. That's why there's so much diabetes. That's why people... And another thing is we live a very easy life. And life is getting easier and easier. And I don't mean by stress, because we have more stress. But we don't have to do much of anything. We don't get up and physically move. If you want to eat, you can sit on your couch and order something to be delivered. If you want your groceries, you don't even have to go to the grocery store anymore. You can have them delivered. We're taking the joy out of life. We're taking nature out of life. People don't go outside. I try very hard to spend time outdoors. Where I live in the summertime is really hard because it's so hot here. But it's beautifully cool today. It feels wonderful. I have my windows open. I've had the windows open in the house for 2 days now. Because I think we need fresh air too. I think we need to get out of air conditioning. I think that there needs to be a big change, and I think it's going to be really scary, and I think it's going to be really hard, because when they start doing something about the poisoning of America, and that's what it is, and don't think it's not, because that's what it is. These companies make huge dollars. They manufacture food stuff. It's not really food. It's edible substances designed to look like food, designed to get you addicted. So they manufacture this stuff as cheaply as they can, and they put it on the market and put out these advertisements to make it look really cool, and oh, you want that. But everything's pumped full of sugar, fat, and salt to make it addictive. Now, you can live your life perfectly well with never eating sugar again. You do need fat. You need meat. They've demonized red meat and meat in general. Oh, you gotta have plant-based food. Have you ever looked to see how that Beyond Meat stuff is made? That's gross. That's, you know, in a few years you're going to find out that it gives you just horrible diseases, and it's just disgusting. People lived for thousands and thousands and thousands of years eating the way humans are supposed to eat. Now, another thing that boggles my mind, there's the keto diet, which I've done keto. Keto works. I felt so good on keto. But the problem with keto is eventually you're going to want to eat something yummy, right? You're going to want to eat something that isn't keto. You want to have stuffing with your turkey at Thanksgiving. And you can't do that. And the carnivore diet, I'm sure that works too, because it's just, basically it's just a deeper keto diet, you know. But again, eventually you want to have something that's different, that's creamy and yummy and just one of your foods that you grew up with. Unfortunately, today's generation has grown up with nothing but processed food. So I am making it my mission to get rid of processed foods, and I am going to start showing, because I get questions on, well, what do you eat? You know, Well, I eat whatever I want, but it's not processed. However, I think what I'm going to do, because I have some significant weight to take off, and I'm feeling very tired all the time, and I feel I'm stressed out, but that's a whole nother deal. But I'm going to start sharing what I do. So if you can see that it's actually very easy to make things from scratch. And I make my own bread. It's very easy. I literally make everything. But now I feel like I have to. I never thought that I would get to the point where I felt like I needed to buy organic fruits and vegetables. But I'm there now. Because the fruits and vegetables these days, they're not right. They're I don't know, the GMO stuff, I don't know, but they're not right. They don't rot like they used to. They don't taste like they used to. I used to make apple chips in the dehydrator. I put some apples in the dehydrator, sliced real thin, in the dehydrator, and they would dehydrate. They never got crisp. What's up with that? If you get avocados lately, they're kind of rubbery inside. They're just weird. Even if they get soft, you know, right, they're just rubbery and they taste weird. Cut into a tomato and instead of red throughout, it's like white on the inside. I don't know. There's just something going on. So I feel like I gotta buy organic fruits and vegetables. And I know somebody said, oh, I really want to eat like that, but it's very expensive. But it's really not. Because if you don't buy the packaged stuff and you're just buying the staples that you need to make things, you're actually saving money. When I go to the grocery store, I don't even go down the frozen aisle. I buy meat. I buy some fruits and vegetables. I buy the best flour I can buy. I buy unbleached flour. I buy the things that I need to make. I make my own crackers. I make cookies now and then. We're trying really hard to cut sugar out. My husband is a serious sugar addict. But, you know, it's not good for us. I want to get to a point where we don't consume any sugar except for maybe, you know, on Sunday have a dessert once a week. And I feel like if I can do that, then I'm going to just feel better and get the toxins from all the food that we eat stays in your body for a very long time. So you got to get outside. But again, I have a lot of weight I need to drop off, so I'm going to take it as low carb as I can for a while. But I'm not going to just try to live on keto forever, because it doesn't work. At least it doesn't for me. If you can be on keto for the rest of your life and you're happy with that, God bless you. But I can't. I want, you know, my holiday treats. But one thing I will tell you too, I noticed. So I decided to make some oatmeal cookies. And I pulled up a recipe online and I was looking at the recipe. It had so much sugar. I thought, oh my God, that's crazy. So I grabbed an old cookbook from back in the 60s that I have, and I compared the recipes for oatmeal cookies. The recipe from the 60s had more flour and a third less sugar. So the modern one wanted a cup and a half of sugar. The recipe from the 60s wanted just a cup of sugar. So what I did is I added the modern recipe had less fat, more sugar. The old recipe had less sugar, more fat, and then it had a lot of flour that the other recipe didn't have. So I kind of tried to get the best combination out of both of those, and I think I did pretty good. The cookies came out tasting really good, but without all the sugar. And if you only have, you know, 1 or 2 a week, you're not in a bad place. I think that's where we need to get to, is eating like we used to eat when we were all healthy, when we were all thin, when we were all outside, when we were doing things throughout the day, when you actually had to work in your life, you know, when everything wasn't just available at the click of an app. But I'm going to, like I said, I'm going to start doing some videos showing you what I'm doing different, what I'm having for dinner, how easy it is to make things, how easy it is to replace store-bought stuff. We don't eat breakfast cereal. We stopped doing that several years ago. That stuff is the devil. You know, they convinced us all that low-fat milk is the best thing to do, low-fat products, low-fat this and low-fat that. We eat high-fat. If I do get things like cottage cheese and yogurt, I make sure it's full-fat. When I do buy milk, it's full-fat milk. But you know, try to be limited on the dairy that we eat. But I really believe that this is a very serious issue. I see my grandchildren having issues. My grandchildren are having issues because of their diet. And I think that's a problem. And I see people everywhere just having all kinds of problems. And it's not good. So let me know what you think about needing to change the diet, the food companies, all of this. You know, I think even if you're not wild about Donald Trump, these companies are literally poisoning us. Poisoning. You're going to die from the chances of you dying from a chronic illness these days is so much higher than it ever used to be. And it's because of the food. So even if you're not wild about Donald Trump, this is something you need to think about. And I am 150% behind this, and we need to do something. If we demand clean, natural foods, they'll give it to us. Because if we stop buying their crap, they won't produce it because they're not going to make money. You have to hit them in the pocketbook. But I think it's going to get a lot worse before it gets better. But I think it's a fight worth having. So let me know what you think in the comments. I thank you so much for watching this video, and I know it's been a while since I put out a video. This has been on my mind for a long time, and I didn't quite know how to approach it, but I just decided I just got to just do it. And this is my attempt at trying to help other people understand just how toxic our food supply is. We gotta stop using, we drink tons of water out of plastic bottles. Come on. There's something wrong. There's something wrong. All right. Thanks for watching. See you soon. Bye.